So, if you live in a big city, something like London or Manchester, for example, you'll have definitely seen people zipping around on electric bikes. And to be honest, the whole scene is changing. These two bikes are electric and were shipped to me in boxes. I didn't go to a store to pick them up. And Jed has challenged me to see who can build these first.
I'm gonna need some help from Jed. Here he is.
Hello.
You guys know Jed, he's from behind the camera usually.
Yeah, you don't normally see me in front, do you?
But, challenge time. All right then, let the building commence. Oh, these look so cool. I was always gonna win this. Well, maybe I'm speaking to you. Whoever can get a working, oh, they're nice colour actually.
Oh, you're so ahead. You're so ahead. I've never been in a more stressful situation in my life. Right. No. Yep. No. Yep. Cool. This is gonna do no good for your ego.
Worst bit is it doesn't need boosting.
No!
I have a free bike. Jed isn't even. Mate, there's still so much.
Mate, I know. Is that everything?
I'm not telling you.
I feel so sorry for Elliot behind the camera. Sorry, Elliot. I mean, this is just painful for the viewer at this point. I'm sorry, everyone at home.
No, because you're all on my team.
You're on my team. I'm normally on your side, but today I hate you.
That's the bell of success. It's the seat.
It comes with a pump. It's amazing.
It comes with a pump. Oh, I've got no pedals. Pedal. 2 pedals. Left. Oh, they could go on. What? Mate, not a funny question, but your pedals going on?
Yeah, they're already on.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are, yeah. Oh no, my handlebars. Don't pull that in, don't pull that in.
What happened?
I tried to turn the corner and my handlebars went skew with.
The pedal doesn't go on.
You know, it's just screwing it in a hole. I don't understand.
It doesn't go on, it doesn't do it.
This road might go the other way.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Jed, you shouldn't have told me that.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't. That was a really bad idea. I'm so stressed.
I'm done.
No!
Yes!
Are your tyres pumped up though?
No, but it works.
No, you gotta get your tyres, you gotta be able to ride it off without knackering the wheels. I mean, I've lost anyway, I haven't even got my mud guard on yet.
Did you see a pump in yours?
No.
Comes with a pump.
What are you doing? That is not family friendly at all. Ah! Okay, yeah, password. Wait, what? What's the password?
1, 2, 3, 4?
No. Wait,
oh my God, the seat's well high.
Yes! It works! I'm going.
Okay, we're calling it a draw then.
A draw?
Yeah?
No, I definitely. Elliot, who do you think won?
I don't know, I think Jed had it. He
Come on.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give you this one, I'll give you this one. Wait, considering my handlebars still do this.
Did you? I mean.
Yeah, yours is
solid.
better built. Let's go and give him a test though.
Yeah.
It's nuts, mate, I'm literally not even doing anything.
No. Like, I just feel like it's just like effortless.
If you do a little pedal, you can feel it push you, can't
Yes,
you?
you just go. It's like you just wouldn't want to go back to a normal bike after this. Just don't brake. Straight into the
I've been
car.
straight in the dash.
Oh my God.
Going
Why is yours going so
35.
much faster?
Going. Right, we've got 40 miles an hour.
How did yours go so much faster than mine?
Yo, these are rapid. Blown away with them.
Okay, so the build out the way, I have over the last few weeks racked up a solid 50 miles on my Tenways bike, doing things like just quickly nipping to my local shop, and a few times I've put it in the boot of my car and driven to the closest Tesla supercharger and left my car on charge, come home. It's all been absolutely great. Jed is going to jump in a little bit later and talk more about the bike stuff, but I'm here about the tech because these are e-bikes. So I think the best thing about these is that you don't know that there's a battery, but there is definitely a battery. It's built into the middle of the frame. It's removable with a key, so if you do park the bike up somewhere and you want to take the battery with you to basically render it useless from any thieves, you can do, which is really nice to see. It's a 36 volt battery and it has 10 amp hours of capacity, which I have done, like I said, 50 miles on this thing, and I have only charged it once, which has absolutely blown my mind. Now, obviously the bike isn't doing all of the work, it is assisted, and we'll talk more about that later. Another thing that's blown my mind is seeing people's faces follow me past like this as I'm traveling 16 miles an hour on this thing, barely putting any effort in, and this thing doesn't look like an e-bike because the battery is built into the frame, so I think it leaves people wondering, is that an e-bike or has he just got massive legs? Do you know what I mean? Another thing that blew me away is a few weeks ago when we were putting these things together, I was thinking to myself, where the hell is the motor? And you simply can't see it. I thought it would be near where the pedals are or somewhere visible, and it's not. It's actually built into the hub of the wheel. It's really small, and if you're not looking for it, it just blends in, and it puts out 360 watts, which is pretty bonkers. Now, usually when companies give statistics, they often go a little bit overboard and push the boat out a little bit. Here they're saying you've got 40 to 60 miles of expected range, and I completely believe Tenways on this due to the fact that I travel about 5 miles on this thing on my average time using it, and it basically uses about 2 to 3%, which again is bonkers. So I did touch on the speed earlier, and obviously it's a big portion of getting an electric bike. How fast can you actually go on it? Tenways claim you can go about 20 miles an hour. Now, it's a little bit interesting. What I've found throughout my time using it is that you can travel about 16 miles an hour without breaking a sweat. It's almost a fully electric bike. All you're doing is just slightly pushing the pedals. I mean, honestly, you're barely doing anything. Now, obviously, you can go much faster than 20 miles an hour, depending on how strong your legs are. I mean, the sky is really the limit, and that is a personal thing. But I think the thing that you need to take home from this is 60 miles an hour is achievable for a very, very, very long time. So the screen is hardwired into the battery. You press and hold the button at the top, and the first thing you're displayed with is the Tenways logo. Shortly after, you get the option to enter a passcode, and this can be turned off later in the settings. And then it's basically a really simple UI from here. At the top, you get your current miles an hour that you're currently traveling, your full-on distance just below that, how many miles you've traveled, and then your 3 levels of power assisted, low, medium, and high. And it's really super intuitive. And then it has some extra screens that you can swap to. The next one gives you your average miles an hour, so your average speed, and then your max miles an hour that you've hit in case you really want to know what your max speed is, and then the total trip, so the total amount of distance that you've traveled on your bike. The third screen gives you your remaining range, and then this obviously changes depending on what level of power assisted you're on. So if you're on like the lowest setting, obviously you'll get a much longer range, and if you go up the levels, then the remaining range will obviously drop down, and you can see this, so you can see if I'm on level 3, I'm going to be able to go this long, which is nice to see. It also has a built-in light, which you can see in this shot right here. Both the lights are on the bike. I really like the fact that it's not on the actual handlebars axis, it's actually on the frame, so it feels like it's almost gimbalized. Now, I should mention that there isn't a light on the rear. However, in the accessory kit that comes with it, which I should mention comes with a pump and the charger and everything, you do get a rear electric light which you can attach at your own leisure. But then that's basically all the tech involved from the bike and what it does from that sort of standpoint. So now I'm going to intro over to Jed so he can talk more about it from an actual bike perspective, because he knows more about bikes than I do.
So I'm by no means a professional cyclist, but I've been very passionate about bikes in their many forms since a very young age. In fact, since I got my very first bike, which embarrassingly was a bright red Fireman Sam single speed. I've owned and ridden pretty much every style of bike under the sun. It kind of started off at BMXs, then moved on to hybrids, and then I kind of tried and tested the whole sort of mountain bike thing. And then eventually I came across something called a single speed, or otherwise known as a fixie. I rapidly fell in love with the idea of a fixie, and I eventually worked with a few companies, and then eventually owned my very first fixed gear bike, which has been the best bike I've ever ridden until now. You see, the issue with single speed bikes is if you live anywhere that isn't completely flat, you're pretty much screwed unless you have, like Alex, legs of steel, or massive legs. But with Tenways, I found that it kind of gives you all the excitement and raw feeling of a single speed bike, but with just that little helping hand that kind of brings it into the 21st century and just gives you all the power you need to have a really exciting ride without it just kind of all being taken away like a standard electric bike would. Now, I know electric bikes have been around for a long time now, and they're very rapidly just becoming the norm, but there's just something about the Tenways CGO 600 Pro that just strips it back to basics. I mean, look at it. It just looks like a normal bike, but it's just got so much hidden underneath. I think what baffles me the most is the fact that they managed to cram all of this technology into a frame that only weighs 16 kilos. I mean, to put that into perspective, Boosted released a scooter that weighed 20.9 kilos, and that's literally just an electric scooter. This is an entire adult-sized bike. Now, it's definitely not for everyone. If you're looking for a bike that's going to get you from A to B without so much as lifting a finger, you're probably going to want to either get an electric scooter or look elsewhere. But if you're looking for something that's got all the best parts of a traditional bicycle, but kind of mixed in with the electric side of things, I wouldn't really look much further than this. Diving a little bit deeper, you've got a carbon belt instead of a standard chain, which claims up to 30,000 kilometers of maintenance-free riding. And to be honest, that's probably accurate. It comes with built-in metal mudguards, which as you can see here and there, it doesn't have them. Personally, I quite like the sleek look myself, but it's up to you, it's personal preference. The bike itself is IP65 water resistant, with all the other parts being IPX4, so you can definitely ride it in the rain with absolutely no issues, but I wouldn't probably leave it outside all the time. Keep it inside, in the garage, on charge, where it belongs. Other than that, I don't really know what to say. It's a bike. It rides perfectly, it's smooth, it's sleek, and it gets the job done. If you want a bike that puts power down when you want to, or that simply works as a standalone bike, and you want to look good doing it, I wouldn't look much further than the Tenways CGO 600 Pro. But you are going to have to shell out £1,799 for it, so that's really the only deciding factor. But anyway, I've been Jed, this has been TechFlow, and hopefully I'll see you guys in a few more videos in the future. But that's everything from me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.